Our second random review of the week brings us our second look into the G1 Turbo Masters exclusive to Europe, and then Canada at some point, and I think in Japan under a different name too. But hey, why would you rename these guys? Because it's simple names and it's such to the point. Like this guy, this is Boss. There's not Dirt Boss, Road Boss, or whatever, just Boss. And you know what? I kind of dig that. Now, if he looks a little bit familiar to you, that's probably because you made the same comparison everyone who's seen the original Batman movie has made. This looks like Tim Burton's Batmobile. It's just kind of there. That big turbine in the front kind of does it. And it doesn't help that mine is used and only has his factory applied stickers, which means some of the gold striping that's supposed to be going down his side and top is not here, but I kind of prefer it that way. Not only does it make the Batmobile look a little bit stronger, but he looks a lot more solid, and he still carries some of that Euro G1 vibe. He is cast in a powder blue plastic with some dark blue accent as well. And yes, like a lot of the Euro G1 Autobots, translucent pink windshields, because that was a running theme for some reason or another. I don't know why. It goes through the headlights and the turn signals as well as the actual windshields themselves. He gets a little bit of yellow paint as well as some yellow accent thanks to his missile storage, which gives him this look of booster rockets on the back of his spoiler. It's not a bad idea for using them, but hey, at least they have a place to go. You know, it's a lot better than some of the other G1 toys where you just get a pile of missiles and parts and go. I hope you have a plastic baggie handy for these things, kids. So yeah, without the stickers, he looks a little bit plain, but something in me kind of goes with that. At least he has a little bit of yellow paint on him. Now, you'll notice in the front, yes, it's not just a turbine engine, it's a missile launcher. And I'm going to go ahead and detach the missile because not only are these small, illegal in the US, easily chokeable type of missiles, European launchers were known to be a little bit more powerful and potent than the ones we got. And I fired one of these things off accidentally at one time, and it just went sailing. So I'm really not going to test it for the sake of a review. I'll go ahead and remove the missiles so you can see how the guy looks completely stock, as normal as a Turbo Master can actually look in vehicle mode. Not bad. Like most G1, the molding is light, few panel lines just to give it some detail. Nothing terribly interesting going on, but, you know, I kind of like the solid look to it too. So that aside, we can go ahead and get to the robot mode, which starts in a way that a lot of familiar Transformers toys start, flipping out the legs. Now here's the interesting thing. I did a review of Flash, if you didn't tune in on Monday, and Flash kind of has this thing where his robot mode kind of encompasses all the classic Autobot silhouettes at once. Boss doesn't have that. He kind of goes for his own thing. So you have to open these up in order to remove that. He kind of has his own thing, but in transformation, he kind of takes elements from most every type of Transformer transformation. You know, the rear flips out for forming the legs. The waist rotates around to form that. The torso rotates around like so. It's that reminds me of kind of like Hot Rod's backpack. We can have you pull the arms out like some of the old G1 minibots. And then, of course, the head flips out as well, because that's something a lot of Transformers did. And here's the part where I regret cutting my nails, because old toys can tend to have some very, very tight spots. No, got it. I was about to be right back so I get something to pry him out with. But no. We got it up. Alright, so without that in place, we can actually say hello to Boss in his proper robot mode. Like I said, his transformation kind of has a lot of familiar tricks to it. It kind of encompasses all the classic transformation elements, and then pulls a couple unique ones himself. So, not entirely a copycat. He does have a very menacing appearance to him in robot mode, partially because of the translucent pink light piping for the eyes. Kind of gives him Decepticon look. But hey, it's saved because along with the Batmobile thing, he kind of has a Batman thing going on with his head with those sharp ear points. Now, it's kind of a more classic design, and again, it's similar to a more Decepticon appearance, but hey, that's just what they were going with. And I don't mind the look at all. I think he looks quite good. He adds in a lot more of that darker blue shade here, both in paint as well as molded plastic. He does kind of give him a Blur vibe with the two-tone blue going on, but again, little traits manage to separate him out. Proportionally, he does a little bit better than Flash. Arms are thicker, and legs are just as sturdy as G1's ever were. So he does have a good shape to his body going on. Not a whole lot of new detail revealed. The pelvis piece has a little bit of molding to it, a little bit of molding around the wrists for the hands and such, but nothing terribly new. I do like how the shoulders point back like this. I don't recall G1 figures that did this. It's very drift, and it makes me wish this toy had gotten homaged with that drift mold at some point. I think Blur pretty much cut out that possibility, though. So yeah, he's pretty standard, just like most G1s. Shoulders move outward, and that's it. But hey, that also, thanks to transformation, gives him a waist joint. And of course, knees as well, if you want to include the transformation hinges, but not really a whole lot you can do with knees like that. So he has that going for him. He also has that giant turbine engine, which now forms this big missile launcher. It does look good on him. He actually has that arm bulk needed to support a weapon of that size, so I can actually kind of see where he gets the boss name, because I would call anyone boss who walked up to me and held a gun that big up to me and actually looked like he could use it well. Now, again, like I said, factory sticker only, so he is missing some red around his waist and some teal around his knees, but that's pretty much it, aside from, yeah, the racing stripes again, which should be on his forearms in this mode. But again, I kind of prefer him looking solid like that. There's just enough of the Euro G1 in him to still invoke it, as well as still look like a solid Transformer all around. So that is G1 Boss. He's a little bit Batmobile and a little bit drift, and takes a lot of classic elements from Transformers engineering history, but he still manages to do a few of his own things, and has a little bit of a special place in Transformers because of it. I'm quite a fan of this one. It's one of those obscure characters I really wish would get a second go-around at some point. In fact, the only one I remember getting a second go-around is, well, the last one we're going to be looking at on Friday. Stay tuned, it's called foreshadowing.